What's up everybody, Brandon Johnson here again, and today I wanted to talk about a subject that is something that I haven't really covered much on this channel, and that is soloing over a minor chord. Now we've done scale workouts, major scale workouts in various different keys, and today I just wanted to talk about some scale workouts over a minor chord. Now this is something that, it took me a long time to kind of figure out how to solo over minor chords. And really the big realization that I had after really a long time of kind of faking my way through it is that the major scales tend to kind of work over the minor scales. And I wondered for a while why that was. And so when you think about a major chord, if you're in a major key, like for example the key of C, every major chord is going to have a relative minor associated with it. So if you're in the key of C, the relative minor of C is going to be A minor. So today I wanted to take a look at some minor scale workouts over the A minor chord, or the A minor chord position if you're playing with a capo. So this will actually cover, kind of a wide variety of different keys. And generally if you're playing kind of in a bluegrass context, you'll be playing this out of the C position because this A minor chord is relative to the C major chord. So the C major chord and the A minor chord are related in that they use the exact same scale tones. Now, the C major chord has kind of a special place in Western music, on the piano especially. If you're a piano player, you know this. Everything is relative to C. So when we think about how to solo over an A minor chord, remember it's related to that C major chord, we can actually use the exact same notes out of that C major scale. The only difference is we're going to be starting on the A note. Of course, the C major scale has no sharps and no flats. And if we're going to be playing that C major scale over a minor chord, it's going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So that's going to be a C major scale, but played over an A minor chord. And the reason that works is because we're starting on an A note, is because it really contains all of the same notes that the A minor chord has in it. So this is also what's referred to as the natural A minor scale, which relates to the C major scale in that it has no sharps and no flats in it. And we can take this A natural minor scale and we could play it all the way up the register as well. And of course, in this case, we're ending on a G, which is fine. You're still kind of implying that minor sound. And of course, we could take this scale even further. We could play it ascending, which is where you go from the low register to the high register. And then we can also play it descending back down to the lower register. And that would sound like this. You'll notice there that we ended on the A note, even though we're playing a C scale. If we were playing that scale over a C chord, we might end on the C note to sort of imply that it's a C major scale instead of an A minor scale. And so it's very subtle. The way that these scales are related, they're almost identical, and it's all about really the context that you're playing this over. All right, so let's talk about how to take that basic A minor scale and make it sound like bluegrass. So one way we can do that, of course, is by adding some blues. Right? You don't have bluegrass without the blues. So in this case here, what we'll do is we'll take this scale and we'll kind of reduce it down. We'll reduce the overall number of notes to 5. We're going to play a pentatonic scale. So a basic A minor pentatonic scale would sound like this. Okay, so we've taken our full minor scale with 7 tones, and we've reduced it down to 5. So we're working with the A, the C, the D, the E, and the G. So those are our 5 notes, our 5 pentatonic notes that we can use over this A minor chord. And again, we can take that exact same scale and we can play it ascending like we just did, and then we can also descend in the same way. So let's try that. right, so that's starting to sound a little bit more interesting. Now we can take this a step further by adding in blue notes. So typically blue notes are considered to be a minor third and a flat 5. So those are two notes that you can add to a pentatonic scale to sort of add some interest to it. And a minor chord is a really great candidate for introducing these blue notes. So let's take a look at this pentatonic scale that we just learned with the blue note added. So the blue note in this case is going to be the minor third, which is a C. We already have that in our pentatonic scale, so we're going to leave that in. And the flat 5, which is going to be an E flat. So looking at this pentatonic scale now, we have our C, which we already played. It's already in the pentatonic scale. And then here we're going to add the E flat to this scale. So let's play this scale now with the blue notes added in. Okay, so that's the same pentatonic scale with an E flat. So we're going to add that note in to the pentatonic scale to give it a little bit of a bluesy flavor. So now let's play that exact same scale with the blue notes added, except this time we'll ascend and descend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm sure you're already noticing that that's adding some really cool flavor into this pentatonic scale, and it's starting to sound kind of like Tony Rice. This is something that he would do often. He would add those blue notes into his playing. It's kind of the signature of his soloing style. Okay, so now that we've discussed some of the important kind of music theory behind soloing over a minor chord, let's take a look at some scale workouts that will help you build your own solos. All right, so let's take a look at workout number 1 here. We're taking that pentatonic scale with those blue notes added in. And what we're doing here is we're kind of introducing a concept called scale folding, where the notes kind of fold into each other in a sort of an interesting way while using this pentatonic blues scale over an A minor chord. All right, so we're starting out here on an open A to 3rd fret A, open D, and then we're going to kind of fold back into that 3rd fret A, open D again, and then there's your E flat, your blue note, followed by 2nd fret D, and then we're going to fold down kind of to that 3rd fret A again. So that's your kind of folding there. You can hear that kind of folding sound. Then we have open D, 2nd fret D, open G, and then 2nd fret D again. Remember, we're only working with 5 notes here. It's a pentatonic scale. And then we're back to that open G, 2nd fret G, 1st fret B with our index finger, and then 2nd fret G. And the folding is where you're kind of returning back to the note that you sort of left off on. Then you see 1st fret B, 3rd fret B, and then here we're going to get that E flat again before we go to the open E, of course, the open high E. So you can kind of remember that interval there. Anytime you want to create some interest over an A minor chord, you could even do something like that to give yourself kind of a little dissonance, which is good over a minor chord. And then we're back to that 1st fret B, 3rd fret B, open E, and then 3rd fret E. All All right, so let's play this all the way through to the metronome now at 60 and 80 BPMs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four, two, two, three, four. All right, for workout number 2 here, we're going to take the exact same thing we did in workout number 1, except reverse it. So we're going to do a descending A minor pentatonic scale with the blue notes added with some scale folding. All right, so this is a really cool way to kind of descend while you're playing over an A minor chord. We've got our 3rd fret E to open, 3rd fret B to 1st fret B, and then here comes the folding. We're going back to that open high E. And then here, 4th fret B, 3rd fret B to 1st fret B. So I'm actually doing that. You could play it with your little finger to your ring finger, but I'm actually playing it with my ring finger, sliding down, and then playing the 1st fret B with my index finger. That's just personal preference there. You see there at the beginning of measure number 2, we have 2nd fret G, 1st fret B. I'm always kind of anchoring my hand in this sort of C or A minor chord position here. And then we have 2nd fret G to open, 2nd fret D, folding back to open G, and then 2nd fret D to open. And then there in measure number 3, we have 3rd fret A, 2nd fret D, blue note E flat, 1st fret D to open. So it's like it's another really cool sort of Norman Blake inspired run right there. And we're just going to finish it off with that 3rd fret A, open D, 3rd fret A, open A. So let's play this all the way through to the metronome now at 60 and 80 BPMs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. All right, so looking at workout number 3 here, we have sort of just a 2-bar lick, I guess you could say. And we're sort of building on everything we've learned so far. So we're going to be incorporating, obviously, our pentatonic scale with our blue notes, a little bit of scale folding. And in this workout exercise, what we're going to do is we're going to add in some cross picking. So some of the great cross pickers out there like David Greer, George Shuffler, Brian Sutton, many others might play a lick like this. And this is something that you can really take into your soloing and kind of build on it to make your own solos. All right, so let's take a look at this scale workout number 3 here. And we're using, like I said, we're using our pentatonic scale with our blues notes here. So we're starting out, like we have been in most of these exercises, with an open A to 3rd fret A. And then we're going to cross, this is where it becomes cross picking, we're going to play our open G. And then we're going to play an open D. So we're playing 2 open notes in a row, followed by our E flat, our blue note, and then 2nd fret D. Then here we're going to cross again, we're going to cross the G and go to the 1st fret B and then 2nd fret G on an upstroke. There's really 2 spots here where we're cross picking. And then we're going to move to the open G here on a downstroke, followed by 3rd fret B, 4th fret B, that's our E flat, our blue note, and then the open high E. And we're going to round it out with a 1st fret B to 2nd fret G. All right, let's play this lick now, all the way through to the metronome. We'll do it at 60 and 80 BPMs again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. All right, so looking at workout number 4 here, we're basically going to be taking everything that we've learned, combining it into one lick, and we're going to add one additional element here, and that is a slide. So this particular lick is the same as lick number 3, but descending this time. So we're going to start on the high register and end on the low register, and we're going to add in a slide here. So let's take a look at this. So we're starting out here on the 2nd fret G, 1st fret B to open high E. Basically just a couple notes out of that A minor chord. And then we're going to play 4th fret B, slide down to 3 on an upstroke, and then play open G to 2nd fret G, and then your 1st fret B, which we're kind of, we're sort of anchoring here with our index finger on that 1st fret B. Now that can be kind of tough there because you're stretching from your 1st fret B position to the 4th fret B position with your ring finger and then sliding down. I think it's a really cool way to kind of add a little bit of motion to your soloing. And then here we're going to cross again, so this is like descending cross picking. It's really cool. So we're going to play 2nd fret D on an upstroke, our 1st fret D, which is our E flat, our blue note, open D, and then our open G, and then again we have our 3rd fret A, our C, to open. And it's interesting, I actually hear the first 3 notes of Stairway to Heaven there. Just thought I'd throw that in. So anyways, let's take a look at this final workout, scale number 4, all the way through to the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. that's a good starting point for you to kind of start thinking about how to solo over minor chords, specifically the A minor chord. And we learned these scales out of the open position, which is kind of unique to bluegrass guitar. And we also learned some other techniques that are unique to bluegrass guitar as well, like cross-picking, slides. And if you're interested in learning more, head on over to my website, brandonjohnsonguitar.com, and sign up for the All Access membership. And this not only gives you access to all of the song lessons that I've ever made, but also a roadmap section where you can learn all of the necessary techniques to play this wonderful style of guitar. And the roadmap section includes all of the lessons that I've made on bluegrass guitar technique, including the one you just learned on soloing over a minor chord. And it arranges them into courses where you can really progress through them and track your progress. You can come back later and pick up where you left off. And once you feel like you established the appropriate techniques, you can head on over to the song library, which is also part of the guitar lesson membership. And you can start learning tunes and building your set list and building your repertoire. So it's a really great resource. It's something I've put a lot of time into to try to really create a comprehensive learning experience for bluegrass style guitar. Well, that's all for today, guys. If you enjoyed this lesson today, drop me a like below and leave me a comment too, because I always love to hear from you about your experiences soloing over minor keys or really any topic. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you can be alerted when I upload my next lesson. So until then, we'll see you next time.